Howdy, Epic. We'll just slide right into the live scene, I guess. Because we are actually live. Boom. There we go. You're locking up
But in the garage right now, it's 78.
78.
Already?
Yeah. You're going to need to look into an extender there. For your Wi-Fi. 78. What is 78 in Canadian terms? 25. Yeah, that's nice. That's a good temperature.
Yeah. Doesn't feel good at the moment. I was out working in the sun, right?
Yeah, I have it about 22 in the house right here. What's our actual temperature? It's 31 degrees out there.
Hot.
So yeah, it's a hot day. It's a good day.
25, not the best day to go out and work.
No, this is where you want to work early morning or later in the evening. Or let's turn you a little bit over here. Oh, wrong way. There we go.
As soon as I'm done my water, I'm going to readjust my camera. But
oh, no worries. He just needed something to cool off with. Oh. Yeah, so we were up playing games last night because Mrs. Doe streamed. So of course, so I mean we're playing games pretty late, but my stomach, about 2:00, my stomach started to say no. You're not happy. I'm not happy with you. Something's gone wrong. Yeah. So the toilet met my butt a couple times, and I said, okay, hopefully we can sleep tonight.
I do understand that.
Yeah.
That's not a lot of fun when I'm tired.
No. I can usually get through it okay. But last week it was good. I needed it off too, because I mean, we just dropped Bobby off at home. We had Bobby here for like 4 days. He's never been here alone before, overnight. So, but
he was ready
to what?
He was ready to go home, I assume.
It was surprisingly not really. He last night, the last night he was here, he was kind of, I missed my mom, but that's because we had talked about going home the next day, right? So it was brought up into his mind. The whole time he was here, he was just enjoying himself. It seemed he'd slept well. He had no problems going to sleep. It wasn't until right before we told him we were going to take him home the next day, that's when he started to get a little more emotional. I mean, I think he could have lasted.
Funny how that.
Yeah, it's weird, right? I think he could have lasted probably a full week. I mean, Lynn lasted almost 2 weeks. She was here 12 days, and she was like, "No, I'm not ready to go yet." Alrighty then.
Well,
So
it's a good break. It's a good break for everybody.
yeah, but it's also good if they enjoy themselves here. I'm really pleased that they do come and they enjoy themselves.
Oh, for sure.
So yeah, we made a bunch of stuff. I have a really cool one that I made. Now, when I first got my P1S, I got a music box with it, a little music box kit. I have the kit right here, as a matter of fact. Let's just grab this. There.
Like to make one, you mean, right?
To make one, yeah. It was just the internal parts, like just the metallic music box piece itself. That's what it came with. Like, I mean, it's a bit bright, but so it's just it's supposed to be a piano, and it has the internal workings with the little wind up, right? So Bobby and I decided I'm gonna make it while Bobby's here. Well, this is how it turned out. Like, that's a nice little music box.
It's pretty cool.
Here, I'll make my my thing bigger so you guys can see it. There we go. There we go. There.
So if you wanted to make more, you'd have to get more of the internals, right?
Yeah, and the internals is all I need, and that's just this piece right here. Oops, my bad. This piece right here, which screws on with three little screws onto the back plate, and then you just right. So it sounds good and it looks so cute. Even, you know, the lid is even hinged. Like, I can open and close the lid of the keys. It's a very cool model. I was really happy with how everything turned out. And I got this
Like,
with my first printer. I got the kit for free, the little the music box. And then I just printed the music box, and it is very, very nice. So Bobby and I built that because I wanted to do something like not just print stuff, but I wanted to do something active for him, where he could watch me actually. Like, there was no way I could let him do it because it was all super glued together. So yeah, he can't let him do that. But so as I'm super gluing it together, he's holding my glue and he's just watching me. And it was really, I think he enjoyed it. I mean, it just goes to show the process of how to do things for him, because right now his dad's away a lot, and when he gets home, he doesn't have a lot of time to just teach him, you know, little stuff like that. So I'm thinking I'm gonna build little kits that he can put together himself for later, because he loves Lego. So if he loves Lego, he's gonna love building stuff, right?
yeah.
Yep. So we also did a couple other things. I mean, the teal chameleon. How cute is that? With his wonky eyes.
Painting some of your stuff, right?
What's that?
2 weeks ago, you were showing me you started doing some of the paint.
Yeah, I actually did a little more painting on the model I did too. Mrs. Doe and I did a painting stream together, and I'm actually printing one right now that I'm going to be painting as well, that you can see over here in the background. But I got the hair on the bunny girl, so she's got some nice blue hair.
It wasn't so easy to get hair on you. Eh?
I'm more than happy with this. Thank you very much. Do you know how easy this is to clean in the summer?
Yeah, I know. It's not as hot, right?
I also did some other fun stuff this week. Like, you know how filament comes in a spool, okay? And the spool looks like a little roll with wire on it. Well, I made a bunch of them that each of these, if you take it off, it has a clicker in it. So it's a fidget toy as well. It's a fidget clicker. It has a keyboard clicker inside it. And it's just
Okay.
So I made the rack and made all the colors. It's a nice little display for all the colors I have too. For some of the colors I have, I didn't do all of them.
Right. And so you buy them in bigger rolls and just put them on the smaller rolls, right?
Well, no, I printed that on the printer itself. Like you buy the big roll of filament and then you make everything from scratch, eh? But I last week, did I show you the piggy butt clicker? Or was no, you might not have been, we might have not have been around. Well, I made this guy as a little keychain, but he's a piggy butt. And you click him. I gotta get better position here. Piggy butt. Clicky, 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 clicky. And Melody loves pigs, so she saw that I gave her one of these and she's like, it's so cute. But I mean, you buy the bulk clickers. I got 110 for $14 or something like that, $13.99. And all they are is keyboard switches. The switch that you would change out in a mechanical keyboard. That's all it is.
So you print the pieces and then put it together? Is that how that works?
Yeah, that's exactly how it works.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's pretty simple. I mean, they have some really nice models out there. I made Bobby a set of bongos.
Like bongo drums?
Yeah. I painted them red and black. And it's a double clicker, so it has both sides.
Oh, cool.
He really enjoyed that. But I've done some fun ones too. You know who this is, right? I'll wait for you to catch up. You don't know Lizard? Tom the Lizard?
No.
From Hoppers? Lizard. Lizard. Oh, you man. I forget how old you are sometimes. Sorry, I had to.
Well, yeah, no, that's okay. Actually, we took Marley out for brunch on Saturday for her birthday. And the kids were, like the grandkids were talking something about Hopper. Is it Hopper? Or?
Yeah, Hopper. Hoppers or Hopper,
Yeah.
something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a
But
little lizard in there, and his name is Tom. And he goes, lizard,
Oh.
lizard, lizard, lizard. He's a meme. Like I think he started off as a meme, a lizard meme,
Right.
and then ended up becoming a part of a movie. I even have this little guy who's very happy to see me every day on top of my monitor. I come in and he's like, hi. He's just so cute.
Oh.
And he says,
Have you watched the movie with grandkids, or is
I
that
have,
how you
yeah.
know about it, or?
yeah, we watched the movie.
Yeah.
Hi, Mrs. Doe.
I haven't had a chance to watch it with them. Or sorry, they haven't had a chance to make me watch it yet.
Yeah. Well, and Bobby was here and we watched another movie, and you know, there's some movies that you just kind of there's a line in it that makes you laugh every time you hear it afterwards. We watched this movie on Disney. What was it called? Let's just have a peek here real quick. It was, oh, no, I can't find it. It was about
Did it roll it down?
it's about a society that moves towards social media as a like every kid has a social media bot that follows them around, and it's just, and it shows the problems that it can cause, right? But in that movie, these bots all they get hacked and they form a bot monster, and it kind of this one social media influencer, she gets eaten by this bot, and even though she doesn't go into a digestive system or anything like that, she comes out the bottom and it looks like it pooped her out, and she's sitting there and she goes, "It pooped me." And Bobby just about died at that one. He's going, "It pooped me." Because boys and poop, that's how it is.
Yes.
Little boys and poop. So it was a lot of fun. We watched a number of fun movies and fun shows and did 3D printing, and he apparently enjoys watching me play Lunch Lady, which is a horror survival game where you run around a school and you have to collect keys to get to different parts of it, and 10 books to get out of it for a test that you've missed the exam, like you didn't study for. So, and the Lunch Lady attacks you. Well, he got so into it at one point, the Lunch Lady came at me and he did this little screech. It was so freaking cute. It was, he got jump scared, and it was just so cute.
Right.
So yeah, we had a good time with him while he was here. Yeah.
That's good. That's what you're supposed to do when the grandkids come over, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And Mrs. Doe wasn't sure how long he'd last, because we have never, with Lynn's stayed here since she was a baby, basically. Like, she's stayed long times with us. And
right.
So she knows what to expect. She knows how it goes here and everything. But no, Bobby was exactly as I'd expect, well behaved and no drama.
Well, I mean, kids are pretty smart.
They do pick up.
You give them the boundaries, they figure it out.
They pick up on their environment, right? That's the thing. Kids pick up on, and that's where institutionalized education can be such a failure, is because if the environment is chaotic and stressful and not conducive to learning, then kids aren't going to learn.
Well, and there's just no way. There's just no way classrooms can be good right now.
No. I think.
You can't have like 5 or 6 different languages in one classroom and expect one teacher to be able to teach to all that and give every child the attention they need. It's just not.
And the class sizes are getting. They were big enough when I don't know. I thought they were big enough when we were kids and we didn't have the population density that we do here now. So the class sizes can't be getting smaller, and we were lucky to get attention when we went to school. So
Well, but that's what, and I'm not criticizing it in it. Well, I guess I am criticizing it, but it's, we didn't have the diversity when we were younger, right?
no.
So,
the classroom was very
simple.
the classroom was very unified when we were growing up. You unless you went to a French immersion school, you just spoke one language. You everybody was able to follow along. So there was no need for as much special attention, I guess.
Right.
So, but
Yeah, not that I'm 100% on the side of the teachers, but I do understand that plight of theirs.
Well, and you don't have to.
I'm sympathetic with that.
Yeah, you don't have to be on the side of the teachers for everything to understand that the system itself has a problem. And that's like saying, everything revolves around the teachers. It doesn't. There's a systemic problem within institutionalized education as it is. And that doesn't matter what grade level you go at. There's lots of problems that have been imported that we didn't need, that make it harder. And when you import problems and don't fix the problems that already existed, you compound the situation, right?
Right.
So I'm going to bring up the word of the
Well,
day.
I don't know who's in whose head that it made sense that you would have that much to. I mean, I think diversity is great because I love to learn all those things, but there's just some places that it's, especially when they're younger kids.
Okay,
How do you expect them to learn when?
I don't mind diversity as long as when you go to that country, you acclimate to that country, not bring your country to that country. You see, when you go to a country,
Exactly.
you need to assimilate. You don't expect the country to assimilate to you. That
Right.
It's just not done. It's irrational. So
Yeah, well, that's our government.
currently, yes. So something we talk a lot about here is justice, right? How we call it a legal system rather than a justice system. And I wanted
Right.
to, where is my text? There it is. I wanted to bring up, I just wanted to bring it to the forefront what justice, defining justice means. It's the quality of being just, impartial, or fair. And that in itself, that first line is why we can't call our legal system a justice system. Because a justice system would enact appropriate penalties for appropriate crimes. There would be an appropriate response to a crime, and not bail after 2 hours for assault and stuff like that. It's a ridiculous system. The bail system is a ridiculous system. I understand the need for innocent until proven guilty, but the more heinous the crime, the more a judge should not want to give bail until like remand is sometimes just a wise decision, which judges are not using. They're not using wisdom.
Right.
So,
I mean, well, we talked about it too. I mean, I mean, do you not want to protect the public? I mean,
that's the case, right? The judges are more about protecting them, and you have to. I understand vying for criminal how do I want to put this? You have to be careful. You don't want to pre-try the criminal, especially if the criminal is innocent, and that's where innocence until proven guilty comes in. However, there is justification if they're caught in the act, if the investigation leads them to it and they're dangerous. You say no, you stay in jail until we can get it all sorted out, right?
right.
There's people that should not be let out of jail. Sorry?
I was saying, or at least with the information that you have.
Yeah. There are people that should not be released. If the government has to say high risk to reoffend, and they've let him out of jail and they know he's going to reoffend, how does that keep the public safe? That does not keep the public safe. That makes the public lose trust in the legal system in the first place.
Absolutely.
Hey, Gary, how are you? This is Gary. Wonka there, that's Gary. You can call him Darren or Darts, whichever you like.
Okay. Yeah. And if he gets to know me, he might want to call me other things too.
That's fine. Yeah, we're okay with that. Call us whatever you want, really.
Yeah.
We're at the age where sticks and stones may break our bones, but names still don't hurt us.
Yeah.
So, on to the...
Care about people.
Yeah, the principle or ideal of fair treatment or the right action striving to achieve justice for all people. And I do believe that justice needs to be achieved for the criminal too before they're actually sentenced. Because in certain crimes where there is, if someone steals your vehicle and they're not violent criminals, I understand letting them out on their own recognizance, but I mean, you gotta understand, if they're repeat offenders, maybe don't. Let's look at their history.
Especially, I was going to say, especially if their history dictates that that's going to happen again, right?
I'm glad you're doing good, Gary. So, and I think number 3 and 3A, I sum it up. I mean, justice should be righteous. Justice should be correct, plain and simple. And that's where we have to sometimes advocate for the perceived criminal or the alleged criminal, just to make sure that we have the right person, right? And it's especially important in places that have, say, the death penalty. That's especially important there, because you want to get it right. Anytime you enact justice, you should want to get it right without a shadow of a doubt. But the legal system,
there's a lot of history in the States where they don't. Exactly.
There is a lot of history everywhere in that where they just don't get it right, and that's the point. And that the problem is, people bring emotions into it. That's where the problem comes. And I get it. People are emotional. People have emotions. Most people have emotions. And they bring emotions into things. And I even understand that. But there's got to be a way to step back, especially for the judiciary, who are supposed to be impartial, fair, and just, and look at the facts presented to them, rather than having an idea and wanting to let's, for lack of a better word, be social justice warriors, or the woke mob, where at this point they're just they're saying, oh well, because of his color. No, he did a crime, he does the time. I don't care what color it is, white, red, yellow, brown, black, blue, purple, magenta, I don't care. But that's what they care about now. There's this perception that they have to do things differently for different people. That doesn't give you just, impartial, or fairness. That's catering to certain people based on perceived slights.
Well, I think we've talked about this before too, though, where, okay, let's face it. There's people, organizations, whatever, that have not been treated equal.
Yeah.
So, and I believe, yes, we should be treating people equally, but they don't ask for it to come to equality. They always leapfrog, right?
That's exactly it. Yeah, it's become where they're not looking for equality, they're looking for special treatment. And that's what they're getting. And we see that with the two-tiered side. Have you ever looked up the Gladue Sentencing Act?
A little bit. Just a little bit. I didn't. Okay. I didn't read too much of it.
You didn't want to get mad?
I got enough out of it. What can you tell me?
Yeah. Because in Canada, we have a multi-tiered legal system where some criminals are actually given leniency because of their heritage, because of their nationality, or because of their racial background. That's racist. Plain and simple. Anytime you cannot be just, impartial, and fair, and treat everyone the same, that's when you lose credibility. And that's where I don't have a lot of faith in the legal system.
Well, I don't have a lot of faith in the system, period, the way it's going
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, of course, but
I read a meme and I thought it was kind of on the nose. It was like, okay, so now we have Pride Month, right?
mhm,
And it's like, well, okay, well, they get a month and all our veterans get a day.
yeah, yeah,
That doesn't really make a lot of sense to me.
yeah, yeah.
But,
I know it's
I mean,
there's
that's
one of those things
I
that
mean, I
that was
agree with it, but
that was where you're talking about leapfrogging, right? They were looking for
Right.
equality and they've leapfrogged, and now they're looking for special treatment. And
I sent myself a whole bunch for topics that
you'll notice that
I wouldn't forget.
that month was supposed to be June, right? Did you notice
Oh, I
that?
did not know that.
Yes, it is. But did you notice that all of June I focused on one particular topic?
Yes.
Men's mental
That I do
health,
remember.
because that is Men's Mental Health Month.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
and it's not because, and I got to be honest, even the LGB are turning away from the rest of the Pride community because they've gone off the rails. LGB wanted equality and fairness, and that they've
Right.
got it, and they're sitting there going, well, this is all ridiculous stuff. Now you're just asking to be asking for all this stuff that's special treatment. Yeah, that's what it is. It's special treatment. I mean, and so
Well,
I just-
if you're asking for special treatment. Now you're going back down that road. You're creating resentment again.
oh yeah,
You're actually going the wrong way about it. Like,
yeah, and look at the bad will that they've been getting because of it, right? They're all of these prize events that used to be sponsored out the yin yang are losing sponsorship. They're losing money. They're losing. They can't stay funded. You want a pride, pay for it your damn self. Pride parade, pay for it your damn self. You shouldn't have access to public funds. That's just not the way it should be.
you know,
So I don't think a lot of people should have access to public funds.
well, I was gonna say, you know what? And it's just not that community, right?
Mm-mm.
There's a lot of different communities getting
Public
a lot
funds
of
that
government
shouldn't.
funding. Exactly.
Some places that.
So it's not just one group. There's multiple groups.
And when you think about that public funding and where that money could be better spent for the better benefit of society, like policing, like border control, like more on the street officers dealing with like our fentanyl problem. Canada has a fentanyl problem.
That's
So there's a lot of money that's being wasted for these special events that could be going to actually help society. And that's where we have a problem with governments that are looking to, oh, bless you. Governments that are looking to look good rather than do good.
Well, there was another meme, and we may have even talked about this, but if your government is sending money to, like, out of the country for whatever purpose, then you're obviously paying too much tax.
Yep. And your government should never send money out of the country if it's in a deficit. If you don't have a balanced budget and a surplus, for one thing, a surplus should go back to the people, or increase healthcare or border control or policing. There are things that the money should be spent on that are not outside your country. We have like there is a global obligation that we're a part of when it comes to certain things like NATO and certain other organizations that we are part of. I think the UN needs to be disbanded. It was done a long time ago. It's a dead organization that shouldn't get any money. It should have gone the way of the way of the League of Nations. Now, nobody's ever heard of the League of Nations, have they? Have you heard of the League of Nations?
Only in the cartoons.
No, that's completely different. The League of Nations was actually a thing in World War One, where the global community came together to fight the tyrannical individuals of the time that were starting things, right? So there became a League of Nations, but the League of Nations disbanded so quickly after the fact that nobody knows about it anymore. But the UN the UN came in after World War II, to again band together to unite the nations against global atrocities, right? So, but the UN never went away. And it anytime you have an organization like that funded by taxpayers, you find corruption, and it becomes an overtly corrupted institution, and that's exactly what we have now. We have a corrupt institution that puts into power people who are actually the ones we were trying to fight against. I mean, dictators, tyrants, people who oppress women, people who would happily kill a whole certain subsect of society. You know, there's people in power now that would have been that were the people we were fighting against. That the UN wasn't brought into place to fight against. So I say, don't defund the UN. They don't need it.
Yeah.
They should have gone the way of the League of Nations. Something like it. It's I don't know that he's gone as far as. I'm a little bit of a radical when it comes to certain defunding of organizations, because I don't believe taxpayers should pay for organizations that would die on their own. If you can't make it, and it's just plain and simple, if you can't make a business model out of what you're doing, you shouldn't be subsidized for it.
Oh, I do agree with that. 100%.
So, yeah, if there's no business model for it, go the way of the dodo. So, yeah, but that was just. I know a lot of people don't know a lot about history and so forth like that. And we had a question yesterday as Melody's streaming, and James is supposed to be here today. I don't know if he is or not, but James asked me specifically, he had a topic for me for today, whether I thought that wars affected gas prices. But I didn't answer yesterday because the answer is not a simple answer. Wars do have an impact, but yeah, see, and he's going to miss it because we're getting into shit already. Wars have an impact, right? But one of the worst impacts on gas prices is restriction of producers. What happens when you've got to remember that a lot of gas and oil comes from Arabic states, right? Arabic states are not known for their humanitarianism.
Right.
Okay? They're not known for their generosity, for the aid, which is understandable. But what happened to the production in Canada? Canada Canada and Venezuela have the second and third largest oil reserves in the world. Okay, aside from the Arabic oils. So what happened to the other two? Restrictive measures by governments that were infiltrated by eco fanatics.
And taxes.
Well, that's where taxes come. Taxes and the bureaucratic red tape that is so overwhelming that producers won't even invest in the country to get those resources.
Right.
Because they're limited, they're hindered, they're hampered. Canada should be wealthy. Right. Canada should have. We should be getting checks back from the government for the oil that we can supply the world. I mean, not even that. We're global competitors on so many resources up here, but it's all been hampered by governments that are bowing to eco pressure.
I read something today. You'll get a kick out of this. I thought it was funny. As they said, so there was a CBC reporter that was talking to one of the wineries in BC, one of the owners or whatever, and he was asking him, or she, whatever, was asking, you know.
I loved that interview. It was a great interview.
Oh, you read it?
Well, I saw it. I watched it. I watched him say it.
Oh, that is just awesome. It's like, how are the tariffs like affecting you? It's like, it's my own country's affecting me more.
Yeah, it's a interprovincial trade barriers. How do we have how in this day and age, as a country, do we have interprovincial trade barriers? If we have interprovincial trade barriers, then anybody who wants to separate should be allowed to.
Yeah.
Because we're not a real country if we don't have if we can't even sell cheaply to our own country. He can sell his wine more cheaply to the States than he can here.
Right. Because
of our interprovincial trade barriers. And that should be out with the dinosaur as well. Let's go the way of the dodos. Let's not be stupid in government, which is not what we have. We have stupid governments.
Yeah. Well, and it just seems so idiotic. Like, I mean, I don't think it's this way anymore. But when now this is probably a provincial thing, but I guess the interprovincial as well. But once upon a time, like Great Western in Saskatoon, made here, you could buy it cheaper in Alberta than you could in Saskatoon.
Yeah. Okay. Now,
how stupid is that?
That was also while we were under an NDP government, remember. So an NDP government will always tax you more, even on locally produced stuff, because they're socialists. That's what they do. They tax and they spend.
Well, I guess that makes sense because I don't think the discrepancy is as much as it used to be. So I guess that would make sense.
Yeah. Well, and that's exactly what happened, right? Well, we started lowering that when you get a more business friendly, get out of the business's way friendly government in charge, prices do go down. You open up the market, you open up diversity, you get that. You get the competition coming in. The more competition you have, the better prices you're going to get on everything. Competition gives the consumer value.
Exactly. Well, you don't get taken advantage of it. You don't get taken advantage of as much, because if someone tries to take advantage of you, well, I'll just go to the other guy.
Oh, exactly. Exactly.
Unless they're all screwed, then you're like, like.
Now we go right back to the gas corporations, right?
Yes, that's where I was going.
I knew you were. I saw you going there. because there's a collusion within the gas industry itself, within in each of these different companies. There's a collusion to make markup, to make, because that's what the boards want. They want their money, right? But if there was an independent station, like if the co-op were truly independent, getting their gas from Western Canada and refining it here like they do, and if they dropped their prices and started undercutting the rest of the corporations, it would affect it. You need someone truly independent and truly ready to cut the market a deal. Not only would you get business like crazy, you would be so busy you wouldn't know what to do. Until the other companies started to realize, oh crap. But there is a collusion among all the gas companies. Again, I might be a little bit of a conspiracy theorist on this, but you see it every day. Within an hour, if a gas price goes up, within an hour, the rest of the gas prices match, right? It doesn't matter that our oil price per barrel oil is as cheap as it was in 2015. It's no more expensive as it is in 2015. Like, there is a lot of money that we spend right now on taxes in Canada towards our gas. Like, I mean, if we dropped the taxes in Canada, we would lose about 30% of our price, or 30 cents on our price.
Well, and I think if somebody like let's say like the co-op was to drop their price, you'd have some, you'd gain some loyalty.
Oh, absolutely,
right?
Absolutely.
Because like, oh, the other guys got to drop their price. It's like, yeah, but you didn't.
But you think
you
about,
waited for somebody else.
Yeah, you
so
wait.
I'm gonna say the guy that did it.
Yeah. And that's the key, right? There's certain places like Regina Messenger here in town that has cheap gas. I sometimes question the gas, but because it makes you wonder, right, how they're that much cheaper. But some of the like, you see some of that with the native owned gas stations too, that don't have to charge as much tax. They don't get charged the tax, so their prices can be lower. It's one of those things where you see the difference because taxes are shown on certain things and some in some places and not in some. So yeah, I think if any of the major gas stations were to take that step, they would gain a lot of loyalty. No, we're not, because I mean, let's be honest. Look at the prices in the gas station when you go in for snacks and stuff like that. Nobody wants to buy that anymore because you're paying so much at the pump, right? It's only in the last ditch effort where you don't have the time, or you need it on the go, or you're out in the middle of nowhere and there's no actual store to go to, that you'll pick something up there.
Right.
So it's one of those things where they're making money on the snacks and stuff anyways. Show loyalty to your consumer base and drop the price where it hurts the most. That will result in dividends for you. I guarantee it.
I think it would too.
Yeah. Especially if it was a gas station you prefer. Like, I mean, for us, co-op makes sense because we do have the dividend check coming out and stuff like that. And we go there simply so I don't have to pump my own damn gas. Because I'm of the age where we went to Gingy's for Christmas one year and we had to stop at the Esso to get gas. No. Just pump my damn gas, bitch. So yeah, well, it was cold. I hate putting my card into a machine because you never know who's placed you never know anymore if they placed a scanning machine on them, a scanning thing for your card, you know?
Yeah, that's what I don't like that either, being forced to do it at the pump.
Yeah.
And it's also, you know, pick how much you want to put in. Well, I'd like to fill it full, please.
Yeah. And I don't want you to take $100 or prepay $100 for a tank that might take 60. You know, because I just don't know. I don't know how much I got in my tank. I don't know what the price is going to be. Let me just pay for it when it's done, dumbasses.
Yeah. I mean, I understand that there's the gas and dash.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Most
I don't
people
know.
aren't doing that, though. Most people aren't doing that.
no. And I mean, I do understand somebody's argument about saying, you know, there's been murders in the States. Well, and maybe up here too. I don't know. I haven't heard about it up here. But, you know, with a single person working the midnight shift in a gas station.
I worked the midnight shift in a gas station.
Well, no, I did as well. But I mean, you do see, because I watch a lot of those crime stories, and
Yeah.
let's face it, criminals pick on the weak. They
Yeah.
do.
Oh, yeah.
And
Absolutely.
a lot of people working those shifts are younger, you know, in their first job, and
Yeah. Yeah. Well, for one thing, let's do two things then. Let's hire older people to work those night shifts. Let's stop telling them they can't protect themselves and give them the equipment to protect themselves.
there's that
Allow
too,
the
yeah.
defense, self-defense, and defense of property. That'll stop a lot. Let's be more like Florida. We'd appreciate you if you shot them, because it saves us a lot of time and energy.
Yep.
Instead, what we have up here is no, you can't do that. That's our job. Don't take our job from us.
Well, I mean, that's that free society. It's like, okay, that's how you want to run it. Well, that's fine. I won't shop there.
Yep. Well, that's the free market, right?
Right. That's the free market. So it's like, you want to be like that? Okay, I'll shop somewhere else. And I'm like you. I go to the co-op.
Yep. And that's what I tell people too. I say, you know, I don't go to certain businesses like Tim Hortons. They are parasites. Hey, dragons, on the temporary foreign worker job site. They're parasites. That's all there is there. There's no Canadians working there anymore. You haven't been able to get anything decent from them or understand them for a long time. But they've gone, because they're not a Canadian company anymore. Tim Hortons is not Canadian. They're owned by a Brazilian company, and they don't care. They're just looking at the bottom line. There's no tradition left there. So why would I support that? It's not a Canadian company. It's not a Canadian tradition. It's garbage that I'm not willing to sponsor with my money. But you have that choice, right?
We do.
And that's where. Go ahead.
I get the. I know. It's one of the big things I have a problem with Tim Hortons too is now they're making all this food, and it's like, why do I have to wait 15 or 20 minutes for a cup of coffee? Your coffee is not that good.
Exactly. The coffee turned to shit. You know where I go for coffee? I go to McDonald's, because McDonald's took over the coffee supplier that used to be the old Tim Hortons, and they have the superior coffee. So that's where I go.
I
for
don't
coffee.
mind coffee either.
You don't mind what?
The co-op coffee.
Oh, okay. I haven't tried co-op coffee. I usually either make it at home or stop by a McDonald's.
Right.
So it's one of those things.
Well, I mean,
where,
I mean, okay, so you and I do that, but obviously other people are still supporting it because they just keep going.
right, dragons? Hey, Birdie. McDonald's coffee is good.
Yep.
Yeah, and you know, it's habit too. People are so stuck in their habits. I'm yeah, I like my routine, but I'm willing to change if someone's being a dumbass.
Yeah. Oh, me too.
So,
Well, I don't know if I ever told you the story here, so sorry to pick them out, but and I think I may have told you privately. So I went to the chicken store here, and it was like 40 minutes till close.
okay.
They're out of chicken and they're not going to make anymore. And it's like, I came here because I wanted chicken.
Yeah.
And anyways, I hadn't gone there in probably, oh God, it would have been, that was last year, I think it was. Anyway, so we went again. Finally, it's like, you know what, we just feel like having some chicken, so we're going to go. And we're there about 5:30. You know, kind of supper time, right?
Yeah.
Go to order. It's like, oh, it's going to be 20 minutes. We're making chicken. Are you telling me you weren't ready for the supper rush? Like, you are a chicken store. How do you not have chicken ready
Especially at supper time.
at supper time? Now, I'll admit, I don't know how their fryers work and I don't know how it works in the back of the kitchen, but it just seems weird to me that you'd be out of chicken at supper time.
Or even getting close to supper time. This should be you should be getting the
Right.
freshest chicken possible at about 5:30, 5:30.
Well, I did. I just had to wait 20 minutes.
Yeah, but no, you should be that's not fast food though. I mean, if you wanted to wait 20 minutes for chicken, you go sit down in a restaurant, right?
Well, that's just it. I mean, I used to be a big fan of the fast food. I just enjoyed it. But part of what I enjoyed about it was I could get it fast.
Yeah. I didn't have to wait 20
And
minutes.
So, like
But
when I was living in Saskatoon by myself, like I essentially stopped going to McDonald's because, like where I lived, by the time I drove to McDonald's, waited in their drive-through, which I don't understand how drive-throughs take forever, but regardless, let's not go down that one. But in the same amount of time, I could phone the cheese toast on 22nd. I would order the dry rib platter, hop in my vehicle, drive there, it'd be ready, and I would drive home. It's like, why would I go to McDonald's
Yeah.
or any other fast or any other fast food? Sorry, I won't pick on McDonald's, but
No. Because they
they're
can
all
be
the
quick.
same. If you
Well,
hit
yeah.
them at the right time,
Yeah. But you're right. You know, if you're
but you're rolling the dice.
exactly and you're a pre-order like that is perfect. That's a great solution to a problem you had with fast food, right?
Right.
And that's but now with the McDonald's apps and stuff like that, you can do the same thing.
Yes, you can.
You can essentially you can pre-order and have it ready for when you come. So
Yeah.
there's
And they
there is
probably will do that now.
yeah, which is, you know, honestly it's a great system to have in place because it does save time and it makes it easier for the restaurant. It makes it easier for you. It's just less stress on everybody, right? They have AI in drive-throughs? Really?
How do they do that?
I'm curious about that, Birdie.
Well, I guess it wouldn't be. It'd be no different than the things they have at the kiosks. They just have it outside, maybe.
Maybe.
Huh. I haven't
It's-
experienced that yet,
Yeah.
but I also don't go to BK, so.
Well, I'll be honest. I went to Burger King a couple times this year already, just to try the new one that opened up near our place.
Right.
And Some of their stuff is actually pretty good. Their mozzarella sticks, really nice. Their Bacon King, I think it is. I enjoyed it. I'm not a big Whopper fan, but if you got put bacon and a couple pieces of meat on there, I'm happy. Automated kiosks. I don't mind the automated kiosks. I honestly sometimes I prefer to talking to somebody that doesn't understand English.
Oh, for sure.
So to be fair,
Well, so you know, talking about communication. So Tim Hortons, like, I go there because Michelle likes the chai tea, so I go get her chai tea. But there's twice I've ordered the chai tea double, and then I order a coffee. And now, granted, it's only been twice, but they've made the chai tea and then put coffee in it.
that's not a chai. Chai means tea, but so chai tea is redundant to me. But that's not
Yeah.
what makes it a tea in the first place.
So, but in what? Why would you put coffee in your tea? Any tea?
Yeah.
Like, I ordered tea, not
Okay.
tea and coffee mixed together.
To be fair, I have bought a black tea with coffee in it as well, just to try it, and it does actually. The tannins in the tea, the coffee mellows out the tannins in the tea, which is weird, but it was pretty good.
Oh, no.
But then I've tried.
Michelle did not find it that way.
Well, I wouldn't with a chai either, because there's more flavors going on in a chai than there is, and the coffee would dull that down, right? Because chai
Yeah,
involves
I mean, I see what
nutmegs.
you're saying. It's just a basic tea and a coffee. There may be something that could work there.
I have bought one that was quite nice, but I would never do it with a chai because chai has so many different flavors in it.
Well, yeah, that'd be. I mean, I wouldn't do it with a peppermint tea either.
No, that would be silly. Let
Well,
them
I
be
would-
silly. Maybe they confused the order, yeah. But that's what we were talking about. The lack of English comprehension is very high.
Yes, and I'm sure that's all it was. But okay, but now because we go through the drive-through, so what's the use of going through? Now I got to go, get out of the vehicle, and go. Can I have a tea, please?
Yeah, now you got to go in
And one
and talk
time
to
we
somebody.
Well, but and one time I didn't even realize it until we had gotten home.
Oh, the worst. The worst. Because
So
then you go
you're-
back and you're mad
Yes.
because that's inappropriate. That's if you screw up my to-go order, I'm coming back and I'm mad.
Yeah. Especially if I've driven all the way home.
Yeah.
Because once I get home, I don't like to go out again.
No. And if you make me go out again and you've caused me to go out again, you're going to get Angry Bart.
Yeah.
Angry Bart did not nice. No, not nice.
Well, it's just funny how you were talking about emotions. I had one of those outbursts at work on Friday. I'd had enough.
Sometimes,
And it didn't come out well.
oh no.
Oh, it wasn't horrible. It just, I kind of felt bad after. It's like, oh, I shouldn't
You know
have
what?
got that upset. But
But sometimes people need a kick in the ass. Plain and
well, the
simple.
problem was, it was funny because there was a couple of them. Well, they phoned me from the golf course, right? Or well, they were on the golf course. But it's funny. Neither of them came and talked to me after their round. Because I did want to have a chat with them.
Oh, that would have been funny.
I was
I'll
ready.
be right out there.
Yeah.
I am on my way. What, were you thrown 3 times and only caught twice? Who knows what they did, Mrs. Doe?
Oh, yeah. No, it's not even worth talking about because it's, I'm over it. It, it's just one of those things where sometimes you just care a little too much. Like, it shouldn't have bothered me. I should have just, I should have just sloughed it off and moved along, right?
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm at the end of 2 weeks of not great sleep. I've been sore. And as it turns out, the night before I had one of my better sleeps. So I was awake, like really focusing on things and really in tune. And it was like, oh, such a wrong time to be making that comment, dude.
Yeah.
Like you got the wrong Darren right now because
Well, I'm kind of
I
curious.
mean I wasn't.
I'm
I
kinda
wasn't.
curious.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you offline. It wasn't like it really. It was. It was so trivial. I mean, like I said, I shouldn't have even let it bother me. But like I said, it was just at the end of 2 weeks of blah. I just couldn't. I couldn't contain it anymore.
Oh, I understand that though.
Cork was popped.
Yeah. Yep. They shook it. Now the cork popped. That's it.
Yeah,
That's done.
all it was.
2 weeks of shaking will do that to you. Yep.
Yeah.
So
Well, this weather has just been kicking my ass. Like it's, and it's not that I want to complain about heat. Trust me, I love the hot. It's just, when it cools down at night, it really messes with me.
and these random thunderstorms.
Yeah.
It's like, no. Bad weather.
I mean, I like some rain and I don't mind thunderstorms, but my body doesn't.
Yeah, no. Give me a few hours to get used to it at least. But just the random ones that pop up and the barometric pressure drops, the nerves go crazy. And that's it.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah.
Well, and I mean, I've been using this comment a lot lately, but it's just true. And it just changes as we get older.
Which we never really understood as when we were younger, and our parents would say, "Oh, I could feel the weather changing." What do you mean you can feel
Yep.
the weather coming? What
Yeah,
the
I
hell is that all about?
Time.
Yep. But
Yeah,
as
she
you
was
get
right,
older,
though.
yeah, as you get older, you realize that your body does get affected by the weather.
Well, and I don't know if we've talked about this personally or not, but I just never felt like I was getting older. It's like, it's all good. Like, I'm still doing this and doing that. But I tell you, these last couple of years, I went, wow, I got old.
Right?
And by that, I just mean, like, okay, I can't start a job and finish it.
yeah.
Like, you just can't work as hard, I guess. So it's like, I got to learn to start something and then rest and then go back to it.
Yeah.
But I don't like doing things like that. It drives me nuts.
Oh, I totally understand that.
$37? Holy criminy.
What's 37?
She got That's what Shell was saying. She's 37.
She feels old, does she? That's old to you, Shell? There you go, Shell. I'll just put it up there.
So what are you printing anyways?
I just put it
Now
up.
that we-
Oh, and I spelt it wrong too. I'm an anime cat girl.
Okay.
Let's go properties, and I'm not printing anything. I'm printing something. Okay, don't judge. It was a typo. I got fat fingers. I used to be a butcher. If anybody should know about fat fingers, Misha, it should be you. Remember, you can't. You got fingers too that are not good for small things.
Yeah, that's not a lot of fun. I would not have made a good watch repairman.
No, no. I mean, come on, sausage fingers.
Yep.
I saw my typo at least, and I
Yeah,
fixed
he
it.
caught it. Yeah.
I'm not bringing anything yet, but I wanted to. This was an interesting model that I'm going to paint as well. But I wanted to. I just wanted something I could just leave on there for a few hours and relax with.
Right.
Because I was not. I thought I had a plan for today, so I turned everything on and everything was ready, and I'm going. I forgot what I had planned. So I said, to heck with it. I'll do one of the ones that I wanted to do. Because I have another shelf that I want to put up. That I printed. So, and it's a nice little print. The shelf is a nice little print. It's a light print for light things like my the 3D printed stuff, and I only have to use a drywall screw to hold it up because it's nothing.
Oh.
But this is a nice little shelf print for the things that I print. And I made another one. And I'm going to put it up. I think I'm going to put it up right there, right underneath my clock. Like right behind me, like in front of me. Because I don't know if... yeah, here, let's... I can't just lift my camera and show you, so... We'll take a picture of what I see. Oh, that's good the other way.
Oh, here, I'm going to send you this.
I would not be good with roommates. A fictional character. Fictional. How fictional can they be? Are we part of the Old Bastards Friendship Club?
Well, I was looking at that and I went, that's probably too fine of a thing to actually 3D print, would it?
You know what? I could actually do something like that. There's a lot of detail in there, so I don't know how well it would show up. But I could probably figure something out like that.
Right. No, I mean, I wouldn't expect it to be that you'd necessarily do it the same, because you'd want to see more of it, right?
Yeah. There.
I just sometimes I see things and it's like, oh, that's pretty cool. I want to show it to you, and then but it's also like, but I don't want you to think I want you to make it, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's no problem. Don't get me. Yeah, I don't start off thinking that. Like, I just thought, oh, we're part of the Old Bastards Friendship Club, which we are. I mean, good Lord.
Yeah.
55 years.
Well, I thought it was kind of fitting, and I thought that would actually be kind of cool. Now, again, not that exact one, because I mean, that's something they're trying to make money off, right?
Yeah.
So that's for a coin that they're probably stamping. So
Yeah. Yeah. So, but I sent you a picture of what's right behind me here, and I'm thinking of putting that up right below the clock. And for those of you who don't know, I'm going to see if I can show you on the screen, because can we see? Are we too? No.
Oh, right. Yeah, I forgot you had that clock.
You can't see it. Well, I'm going to put it in my Discord. People can see where I'm going to put it. It's in the Doduo, and it'll be under IRL photos.
So have you heard about this? Like, is this a real thing?
What's that?
Where it says Idaho has authorized firing squads for convicted pedophiles.
No, highly doubt that. I would
Well, I
I
don't
would be
because that's not a uh what do you call it? Like they don't have capital punishment for that.
no. And here's that's the thing about the level of newsability in Canada. It's easy to get clickbait shit like that because if you didn't realize, news outlets are now allowed to lie to you. But there's others that are trying to look like news outlets just to get the clicks, right? So that's what's called a clickbait. And my mother-in-law loves those things. She's had to get her phone fixed every week for the past 7 years because of them.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm very skeptical of a lot of that stuff. And it's like, and that's why I know right away, like if I mention it to you, if you haven't heard of it, then it's probably not. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying you know everything. That's not what I mean, but
No, but
it's, you're up
if it
on the
hasn't,
news, I guess.
I try to keep up on the news. Yeah, there's two things that really throw me off with something like that. Is first off, there's no death penalty for pedophilia. Second off, firing squads have been basically outlawed in any Western country. It's just not how things are done anymore. So
Right. And it wasn't even so much like the pedophile thing, because I mean, I know that like not capital punishment, but it's, I mean, yeah, firing squad is nothing they would ever do, right?
No.
I mean, that's not
Yep.
even, yeah.
The only capital punishment for pedophilia comes within the justice system itself, within the penal system itself. There is a marked. You get marked if you're a pedophile in jail, and they will kill you.
Yes. I got no problem with that myself
Nope,
personally, but
Not even mad at the inmates to do it.
no.
Got no problem with that
And yeah, it's,
because there's certain things that we need certain people sometimes removed from society.
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm such a proponent of protecting the kids, right?
Oh yeah,
And that's why I get a little upset with the schools
yeah,
and like
yeah.
let's help the kids out, not make it harder for them.
Yeah, and honestly, it's one of those things that homeschooling wasn't what we had planned when we were going to be raising our kids. It came about
Right.
through a series of events, but I'm very glad it did because it gave us the opportunity to not have our children in contact with certain aspects of society that are just not appropriate for children. And unfortunately, that has been how a school is. A school is supposed to be safe for children.
Right.
And
Well, it should be just safe, period.
yeah, it should be just safe, period. But that's not what's happening. So but that's the snake rots from the head down, so we got to start at the administrative level. I'm not a big dessert fan from any fast food place.
Right. Yeah.
Except maybe Well, no, a restaurant. I prefer restaurant desserts. They're just better made. I don't buy desserts at a fast food place, period.
Yep.
I'm not going there for fast food or for fast food desserts. I mean, I will have an
Well,
apple pie, but they've gone to baking them rather than frying them. Give me my fried apple pies back.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I mean, I still don't mind some of Dairy Queen's ice cream.
not a big fan of ice cream. So I was thinking Dairy Queen, but if I wanted something like that, Mrs. Doe, do you feel like going to like the Tom's Independent over there? Because key lime pie sounds great right about now. They have a key lime kind of a cheesecake thing
Right.
from PC. The brand is PC, but it's just delicious.
Right.
I love that limey flavor. Yeah, if I'm gonna get a dessert, it's probably gonna be something like that.
Right. I don't mind a piece of pie every once in a while.
Yep. Now I'll be honest. I had when Bobby was here, we ordered pizza from Pizza, and I got the funnel cakes too. No, I'm teasing you, Mrs. Doe. I'm just teasing. I got the funnel cakes, and I do enjoy their funnel cakes, so they're not bad.
Oh, if she doesn't have chips, then you might be in luck.
I gave her all the chips I had. I have no more chips to give. You didn't even get one. You don't like them. You got I got the jalapeno poppers for you.
Dell likes the bacon chips. Got to be the Lay's though.
Oh yeah. Yeah, actually, Old Dutch has a nice bake. Who has which bacon? Oh no, I think it's the No Name brand. Oh, I can't remember.
Every time I want to try the No Name brand, but every time I'm there, they don't have.
There's like a cheese and bacon or something like that we get that are really good.
Oh, the cheese and bacon is really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
Yeah, the cheese and bacon are the one I really like those.
Better bacon, isn't it? Or
Something like that, yeah. No Name.
Yeah.
Yeah, the No Name cheddar bacon. Yum. Those are one of my favorite chips. But then
now I feel like having some chips.
you're talking to a guy who had a cup of bacon with his meal yesterday. We were out. We took Bobby home. We went out to Smitty's with Gingy and the kids for brunch, and I said, you know what? I'm only going to get the half meal. I only want that little bit of the meal, and I want a cup of bacon because they had the cup of bacon. I'm going, and it's like maple glazed bacon. It was really quite good.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, 3/4 of a pound of bacon. I was happy.
Really?
Yep. I like bacon at Smitty's.
Oh, I like bacon.
So,
I mean, that's the one thing I like about a breakfast buffet. You can eat all the bacon you want.
as long as it's crispy, they got to make it crispy. Because that's sloppy, floppy bacon. No, that's not bacon. That's still raw. Put that shit back on the grill.
And it's funny because my granddaughter prefers it. Like, she doesn't like it overcooked.
Oh, it's not overcooked.
It's not. No.
It's crispy.
Yeah. Now I want bacon.
Oh yeah, no, I was very satisfied afterwards. It was funny. We're there, and Bobby got a kid's meal, and he polishes the thing off, like, boom, done. I'm going. It's like we didn't feed you, but the pizza I got was an 8-slice extra large, So the slices were like the size of his head, bigger than the size of his head. And he finished one off one night. I'm going, where did you put it all? I did not expect him to finish a whole piece of pizza. But he finished
I know,
a piece of pizza. And the
I
wing.
wait for those frozen on sale.
Oh yeah.
Like they're not very big, right?
Yeah.
But it's enough for me and Michelle. And I just use it as a base. And then I throw a little extra ham or some chicken on it.
Yep. Honestly, a lot of times
And
with
then
the thinner pizzas, Mrs. Doe's getting them from Giant Tiger. And they I don't remember which brand they are, but they're a decent brand. They have a decent flavor. They're really nice. She just throws some extra cheese on.
Yeah.
The Baron, okay.
Well, I was doing that with those Costco. I think we've talked about this before. The Costco pepperoni, you get 4 in a box.
Yeah. We used to get a lot of those. Like that's what our pizzas were. But I find these are just as good and they cook a little better. For some reason, they're not as thick crusted. So yeah. So we've been happy with the pizzas from Giant Tiger. So.
Well, and I mean, a lot of my grocery shopping now is I buy what's on sale.
Yep.
And it's not that we can't afford whatever we want. It's kind of the principle of it for me.
Oh yeah, because I mean, and I've always done that. I've always tried to pick what's on sale. There's certain things like pizzas. We like the certain pizza, but it's one of those things where companies are making enough money on the other products you buy that you can't get on sale. That
Right.
You have to capitalize on the sales just to make the amount of profit that you're giving them less, and the amount of money that you're keeping in your pocket more. And that's fair, and that's how you should be. That's how everybody should be shopping, right? Because they put stuff on sale, and watch your big sales, like watch your flyers too. If they've got a really big sale on something, that's usually a loss leader, so they're not making money on it, but
Right.
they will get you in to buy other stuff. So take advantage of those.
Different than, I mean, you would have done that when you were in the meat department.
Oh yeah, I didn't have the choice on the sales weren't mine, but that's what I learned in the meat department. Some of the stuff that we got in was basically at a loss to bring people in to buy other stuff.
Well, I mean, we did in the bakery too, and it was usually something like an apple pie or
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
and if
hopefully
you can,
someone buys the $2 apple pie, but then they buy a $5 pumpkin pie with it.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's one of those things. And it's going to become more important as Mrs. Doe, as I looked at the bank account today and I'm going, okay, because Mrs. Doe hasn't worked for almost a month, over a month.
Yeah.
So that's, yeah.
I mean, there's
one of
some
those
things
things.
we buy because we either want it or need it, right?
Yeah.
Like the one time I went, like 3 heads of romaine lettuce was $9.
Holy.
I'm like, what the heck's going on here? Anyways, the last time I went, I got lettuce, and it was like the price was down again. So I don't know what was going on that time, but
Well, there was a global issue. Like there was an issue with head lettuce down in the States, right? There was a huge recall because of a parasite. So the supply actually took a hit.
okay,
That's what went on.
yeah. Well, and I understand that. I mean,
Yeah.
well, sorry, I understand it happens, but because there's a shortage, why does the price change?
Supply and demand. It's a simple factor of supply and demand. If you can't get the product in, usually the seller is charging a higher price to even get it to you. So you have to raise your price in accordance to the supplier. And a lot of
'Cause I
times
know-
people
There was. Go ahead.
people will blame the supermarket, not understanding that the supply chain is actually the one that dictates prices. A supermarket only dictates profit, right? So they can get value if they buy more at certain times, but when the global market comes under a shock like that, under a shortage like that, there's not much purchasing power that they have, so they have to accommodate with what they get, because they can't go.
I don't blame the grocery stores, to be honest.
I find that most people do, though, not understanding the supply chain.
Right.
So-
Well, I thought that was one of the biggest jokes when, when they started bringing in the carbon tax. And of course, groceries go up in the grocery store. And it's like, people didn't seem to understand that the groceries delivered to the grocery store are on trucks. So
it doesn't
simple-
matter what they're on. They're not even on the trucks, but on trains, on any form of transportation.
Yeah.
It's going to increase the amount it costs to get there, because it all takes fuel.
Well, yeah, but here's where the smoke and mirrors happened with the government. They figured, before people figure this out, we better call all these big chains in, find out what they're doing, why they're charging so much.
Oh,
And
that
it's
was such a
who's in this?
yeah. But that's the thing. That's what I'm talking about with people blaming the grocery stores. Now, the grocery stores are not all innocent, and we saw that with the bread fiasco in Loblaws, right? Okay, they're not all innocent in all of your stuff, all of the things, but they're not always to blame. There are other factors that need to be considered and need to be rationalized in understanding that the products shipped into your grocery store every single day are going to cost more because you've taxed the fuel that the trucks require to get it there. Should not be out of people's realm of thinking, but they don't. They just think, oh, well, you should make less profit, because they're all about the eat the rich shit now. So make less profit, not knowing that a grocery store runs on a very minimal profit, right?
Well, there again, that's just not having the information. Right?
Yeah.
It's hard to make a sound decision when you don't have the proper information.
And when it's all about emotion and what appears to be right, or you're wanting to do good for the earth, and banning plastic straws because a turtle might swallow one from Saskatchewan.
Yeah. Well, we got to protect the Saskatchewan turtles.
Yeah, the Saskatchewan turtles, man. Anyways, when we look at our global neighbors who have unfettered access to smog, and let's look at China, let's look at Pakistan, let's look at these nations that have zero accountability for their discharge waste, their consumer waste, their anything waste. And then we're sitting here in Canada where we try to pick up after ourselves when we go out, and you leave your campsite better than you left, or than you found it, right? Type thing. Getting carbon taxed for our what? For our bad use of what? Nothing. For our daily use of necessities. That's a problem. It's not we're doing anything egregious. We're being charged for our daily necessities above and beyond, just so that the government can say, "Oh, we did it."
Well, I think the whole carbon tax was a simple way for the government to come up with a way to tax us and not get voted out.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean,
And you know, that's
nobody can convince me of anything different. Like when it first happened, it's like if you guys understand, it's right in the word tax, right?
yeah.
Like you understand. Like no, they don't understand.
No. Well, and one of the things is they all want to be so environmentally because the ice, you know, the icebergs are melting and we're going to all be under sea in 10 years, you know, since the 70s. Nothing in the climate scam, and I'm going to call it out. Climate change is a scam. It's for grifters and people who want to take your money. Plain and simple.
Well, I thought it was funny because what was it? It's maybe a couple years ago now when they had that drought over in Europe somewhere, and so as these water beds or whatever dried up, they were finding all this stuff at the bottom of it,
Oh, I hadn't heard
and
this.
then it's like, oh, so you mean once upon a time there was no water there? Um, think about that for a second. So the water's probably going to come back. Maybe this is just one of those things, right?
The
But I mean,
cyclical
I forget
nature.
what it was, and I forget where it was. It'd be an interesting read, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look for that.
I forget what it was. It's a couple years now, anyways. Yeah, and everyone's up in arms. It's like, oh, well, the world's ending. It's so dry. And as they're finding this stuff, and it's like, oh, so once upon a time it was dry before. So obviously the world is doing a pretty good job of recycling itself.
Well, have you ever noticed that climate activists always change the goalposts? I mean, if you look at Al Gore, for example, the goalpost was that we were all by 2020 or something like that. We were all supposed to be underwater because the ice caps were melting, right?
Yeah.
So let's put stock in. Oh, there we're done. Let's put stock in the predictions. Like, if you say 10 years and nothing happens in 10 years, are you full of shit, or is your entire premise full of shit? Yes, it is.
Yes,
they're,
it is.
but what they're doing is they're making these predictions outside the realm of possibly even being around to experience it, so that they can say, well, no, you know, it's going to happen, but it's going to happen X amount of time outside of our living memory. So,
or at the very least, it's gonna. You can't call me a liar until I've already made my money, and you can't have any of it back.
exactly.
Because then it's too late, right?
You watch all these people who buy shoreline properties, like David Suzuki's one of them. Buy shoreline properties. Uh-oh. I think you locked up. Oh, there you are. You're back.
I lost the volume.
Yeah, I saw you kind of lock up for a second. I mean, look at David Suzuki buying X number of coastline properties, saying that the world is going to be flooded. Oh, you did again. There, you're back. Okay, are we good?
I wonder. I wonder if when those little hiccups come, if Michelle is maybe doing something a little extra online.
I'm thinking so. Maybe loading a video or something.
Well, no, not probably no, because she's working, right?
Oh, okay.
But I'll have to make a note of that sometime when she's not on the computer. Of maybe just checking in with you and having a little chat and just see if there's any locking up or anything.
Yeah. Look, there's the poop bucket right there. That's all my poop. You can see my cursor going around it.
Yeah.
That's the poop bucket I built.
Oh, that's right. You did say you built one.
Yep. Yep. And there's the turd wiper right there. That little white black thing up here is the turd wiper. And this is the nozzle, and this is where it poops. And then it wipes it and shoots down into this little bucket. It's actually pretty
kids
funny.
have a lot of,
They do. Oh, it's pooping. It's pooping. So, but yeah, like
so. Okay, you go ahead.
I was saying, David Suzuki buying all these shoreline properties and saying that we're going to be underwater in a few years, right? But why would you buy that property, which is directly refutes what you're saying is going to happen?
That's funny.
I mean, if people would think beyond what they're told, but there's so many out there that will just believe what they're told and not do the rational thought behind it. And that's where, I always tell people always say, well, there's this thing, there was this meme and this thing going around there. We listen and we don't judge. No. You should be judging. You should be judging, because the only way you're going to get to the truth is if you judge.
Yeah, but see, I think people, again, when they're using that terminology of judging, I think in their head they're thinking of it as a negative.
Exactly. Yeah. It was the same way we were talking about with perception the other day. How I only saw it in the negative form rather than seeing it on both sides of the fence, because you have to judge things to understand things. You have to judge them for their he's gonna stop now, so I'll just take that off because I named it Dash. That's my printer's name, is Dash.
Oh.
It just goes to sleep after it's done printing. People always see you judging them as in, well, it's going to be negative. Well, no, if you're not doing anything negative, I'm going to judge you for doing positive things too. Like, I mean, Melody judged a guy we got gas, and I asked this young fellow to do our windows. Well, she judged his job on the windows and said I should call him or let him know that he did a really good job. She judged it positively, and you can judge positively and negatively. It's just a matter of not locking into one definition of judging, right?
Well, it again, that goes back to the true definition of something.
Yeah, which we really came to a big thing on perception with, right?
Right.
Because I had always, perception versus reality, and sometimes perception is reality, but you perceive to find reality. So.
Well, and I try to remember to always, like in that case, to let someone know they've done a good job. Because gosh darn it, it is so easy to be negative, point out the negative things, and I just think it's part of my job to help make things better by letting people know they're doing a good job too.
And honestly, I'll do both. I have no problem. So when Mrs. Doe said that, I found him, and I saw him. He was like way on the other end of the pumps, and I yelled it out to him, young man, my wife wanted you to know that you did a really good job, and I yelled it across the parking lot type thing, or across the.
Well, right.
I have no problem. I will go up and talk personally if someone screws up. I will talk personally to them. But if they do a good job, I kind of want everybody to know too. I'm happy with yelling it out.
Yeah. Well, and that was one of the managerial techniques that we learned was, a lot of times people that are raising a stink want everyone to know, want everyone to hear. And one of the things it was my bakery management thing.
Yeah.
was, no, take them away so they don't have an audience.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how you can resolve a situation. If they don't have an audience and no one's, encouraging the behavior, it's just like
Right.
kids, right? If no one's encouraging the behavior, and let's be honest, sometimes people can act like children with bad behavior. You take them out of the situation so no one can encourage that behavior, and then you can calm the situation down.
Right.
But I also,
luckily I never with it, but
yeah,
personally,
I also like to give people heck privately rather than in front of an audience, because
for sure.
I think that you can correct yourself. There's certain things that need to be shamed, like plain and simple. There are certain things that need to be shamed in public and called out in public. But most things, you just take them aside to help change their behavior rather than to just dress them down.
Well, the difference is at that point you're trying to help them, right?
And that's how
Whereas, but the one that you call out in public, that's you're being an ass. Everyone deserves to know you're an ass.
Yeah, and you deserve to be shamed for being an ass.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, like your soda thing,
Yeah.
she deserved that.
Oh, absolutely. But I also believe that everybody deserves to know if you're doing a good job. And it's important because it encourages that behavior to continue. If you shout out across the way, "You did a good job, man," then they're going to go, "Oh, cool." And that encourages that continued positive behavior.
And I think it also, for some people, I think it helps encourage people to pass along good information too.
Yeah.
It's like, I bet you he appreciated that. Next time I see someone do something good, I'm going to say something, right?
Yeah. Well, it's that, it changes how it really does. It changes how people view you in the public square, and it changes how people will act in the public square. You become a good influence by doing that.
That's a good way to say it. Just a good influence is always a good way to.
And honestly, it's one of the, because I could have gone over there and just said to him, but I'm thinking, no, there's people here. I'm just gonna let it fly.
Yeah.
But it was I've told you this. I think I've mentioned this story before. We went to Moxie's when they opened brand new way back in the day when the kids were still at home. And I was just making jokes with the waitress, or with the seater, with the what are they called?
Hostess.
The hostess, yes. It was a hostess. So I was just making jokes, like every time something would happen I'd find funny, I'd just say, "I'll trade this for a meal. I'll trade this for a table." And she goes, "I'm sorry." Right. No, I said, no, don't even think about it. I'm just having fun. Just relax. It's fine. By the end of the meal, though, the staff actually bought us dessert because they just appreciated how relaxed and how fun, and just how it made their night to have somebody like us come in. And I'm going like, "Oh, no, you don't need to. We were there to have a good night. I wanted to make it good for the kids. I wanted to make it good for my wife. And if it makes it better for the people around me, like the servers and stuff like that, I'm happy with that."
Well, and that partially comes from the fact that, we also worked in that environment, right?
We did, yeah. So we saw the best and the worst, right? So,
right.
Yeah. And you're right, though. It never really dawned on me that we could influence people's reactions just by being that positive reaction in public.
Yeah.
I just always saw it as, I just like to have fun, and I like people around me to have fun. That's all.
Right. Well, but it's just a byproduct of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Be good, do good, and I like to think good things will happen.
Yeah. We'd like to think so, yeah. Sometimes they just don't. I
Well,
mean, life is like that, though.
well, but I've talked with Michelle about that too. It's like, and my daughter for a matter of fact, it's like, listen, you just got to do the right thing. You got to be a good person. There's nothing more you can do.
Yeah,
After that, it's on the other person.
yeah. Well, there's something that I always say to Mrs. Doe. I think I said it to you too. Yeah, you always quote it too. I mean, you're responsible for what you say. You're not responsible for how people take it, but that goes positive and negatively too. See, because you can be positive,
Right.
and you're responsible for when you say something positive too. If you just like, had I just gone up to the young man and said, "Did a good job," only he heard that then. He didn't,
Right.
and it's not public, and it's a private conversation, and I don't think positivity should be held private. Positivity should be public. You should want to be publicly fun and happy and positive, because that will change everyone around you.
Well, it just makes the environment better, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I guess it goes to being the change you want to see. Really?
Well, I mean, I prefer to be in positive environments.
Yeah.
And I mean, I will I'll just walk away from negative environments. Just like, yeah, this isn't good for me. This isn't going to go well.
Yep.
I'm out of here.
And I'm fine with
And
dealing with those. I'm okay dealing with negative environments too, because there are going to be people that you're just not going to get away from that negativity, that discourse that is.
yeah, I mean, I think you have to be able to deal with it because there's going to be times where you can't.
Yeah, yeah,
And family functions would be one of them.
yeah. So I mean, I don't have family
Or
functions
work,
really.
sometimes at work. I mean, that doesn't come into play for you, but
No.
I mean, for me, the only two negative environments I'll make work if I absolutely have to are family gatherings or work. Everything else, it's like, you know what? This is not worth my time.
Yeah, yeah. And it,
And it's not that I mean, it's not to say that I can't necessarily get through it. It's more so, why should I?
it's
Like,
and
why
as
should I
you-
waste my time and energy trying to stay positive when nothing's going to work with this group or person or whatever? Nothing's going to work anyways. They just want to be mad or whatever. And it's like, okay, well, you do you. I'm going over there.
And as we get older, we notice that more. It becomes less worth our time. We wish,
Right.
you almost wish you would have learned this younger so that you could say, nah, I'm done with this nonsense. Instead of getting involved with a lot of nonsense that was unnecessary.
Yeah, I could have saved myself so much grief and headaches.
Yeah.
But I think we've touched on this a little bit too. I don't dwell on the past too much.
Well, you can't.
It-
There's nothing
it-
you can change about it.
Yeah, I mean, it still gets me every once in a while. I'm not going to lie, where it's just like, I'll think to myself, why am I even thinking about that? Why? Like, what a weight.
Yeah.
But it just gets in your head and you just can't get rid of it. And
Yeah.
so wait till
Well, that's
tomorrow.
honestly, that's where you need to find yourself a happy place. Find yourself something that will distract you from your brain. And if there's nothing I've learned over the past 28 years, it's distraction can get you into a way better place than you are.
Oh, for sure.
Because there's sometimes I just need to get out of my brain, like obviously for pain, but there's sometimes that
Right.
that these things that bother me that come up from the past that have no place being there, because they're irrelevant, and I can do nothing to either fix or solve or rectify a situation. You have to find that place that will distract you, that is so encompassing to you. And a lot of people find music. I find music the same way. I'll just go listen to a playlist I have on YouTube, try and find some new music or listen to my happy music. You know, like, believe it or not, I have a song that just makes me happy, and
Well,
it's called "Send to You" by Love, and it's a Japanese band. I don't understand a word of it, but
you just like the beat.
well, it's the way the music comes together and the sound of the of the artist and the musicians. They just, the way it music can really express feelings. So I found this, I was listening to it on TikTok one time. I had to get up, I had to find that song because it just made me happy.
Oh, yeah. See, I've never. I listen to music, but it's not a go-to for me.
Yeah,
For me, it's usually come out and work with wood, right?
yeah, but that makes you, and that does like give you something to think about, but that doesn't take your mind on a different journey, right? Because
Right.
as you get better with working with wood, it's going to become second nature, and your mind's still going to wander. It's the same way when I was cutting meat. You know, I was so proficient at it. There was my mind. Oh, was it a rough night?
All right.
The mine was too.
No. Well, no, I just I don't like I've learned how to take naps and stuff, and that's helping. But broken sleep for me has always, it just sets me off. Like, not in a bad way. It's just
In a cumulative way, it builds up so that you're tired for longer.
I get so, yeah, maybe that's it. But
Yeah.
even sometimes after a nap, I'll get up and I'm like, oh, like I wish I could go back to sleep.
Oh yeah, no, I get it. I woke up this morning and I was wishing I could go back to sleep. Mrs. Doe goes, "Did you have a phone call this morning?" There's no way I had a phone call this morning because I have do not disturb on my phone until I get up.
Oh, right.
Almost done with laundry for the night. Good. So I had
Well,
do not
I
disturb on one phone, and on the other phone that I have above my head, like I have a phone that I watch stuff before I fall asleep, and it's above my head, and I just kind of, I can scroll through it. I don't listen to
Right.
anything, but I have no sound on it either. So,
Oh, okay.
and I watch meat cutting videos, not meat, but fish cutting specifically.
Right.
So,
No, I do that as well sometimes.
yeah.
But like lately, I've been getting up around. Well, sorry, I wake up at about 3 or 4.
Oh,
Um,
Lord.
Generally, I roll over and go back to sleep. But I think that interrupted is still causing me some grief, right?
Yep.
Like this morning, I actually got up at 4 and I'm like, I'm awake. So I do kind of the similar thing with you, is just so I don't bother Michelle. I get up, I went to the spare bedroom, and I'll put on some clips
Yeah.
from Facebook,
Yep.
and I'll watch some clips, and I fall back asleep. And today I didn't get up till about 6:30, so I mean that felt good, but
Yeah. But it still breaks it up, and I'm bad because if I wake up, if I'm up at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I've woken up, like, it's hard for me to get back to sleep. I'm just up until I have to crash.
right.
So, you know, it's one of
Well,
those
and
things.
I got used to the winter when I was only working 2 days a week. And not only that, I didn't start till 9. Now, for summer, I start at 6:30.
Yeah,
And
that's
I mean,
harder.
I've always been a morning person, but I'm not anymore. And there again, that's, I think, the body changing. It's like, yeah, I just don't want to be up at 6:30 anymore.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of the way that's going to play out. And oh,
It's,
I haven't got my check yet from CPP, but they did send me and tell me how much I was getting. And it's probably, it's about $60 more than I thought we were getting.
Well, that's all right.
That's good. More is better.
More is always better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
So
that.
I'm thinking next summer, I'll probably go down to 2 days even in the summer. And then I'll probably just pull a little bit out of my retirement and just be done with this 5 days a week thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. And I guess I think that's Mrs. Doe's next step.
Yeah.
So.
I think Michelle's going to take hers early too.
If
I mean,
yeah,
I don't.
we'll see how things go, but I mean, I just wish there was a calculator you could find. Maybe there is. Maybe I can find one.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, there is. I mean, you'd have to figure out. Well, when you turn 60, they'll send you a letter.
That's 3 days. She turned 60 in 3 days.
Oh, well, then she'll get a letter. The thing is, once I applied for it, then I couldn't go in and use the calculator. Or it just somehow the way it worked, right?
Oh, okay.
And and I probably lost the letter because I think it's probably on the letter.
Okay. There we go.
But so we figured it out. And now that we actually went a little low, but anyways, long story short, we figured out I can collect for 13 years before you go, oh, I'm losing money. Instead of waiting.
Wow.
I don't know if it's to be the same for everybody. It just worked that way for me.
What did we learn today? I didn't learn anything. What did you learn? Oh, wait. I did learn something. I learned that, what was I going to look up? You mentioned something I was going to look up that I didn't know.
Oh, that was right at the beginning.
Yeah.
You did look it up.
Oh, I didn't look it up. I should have.
No, what I mean is, if you take your CPP at 60, you take it at a reduced amount. The longer you wait, like if you wait till 65, your payments will be higher. Then you're also not getting any money for 5 years. So if you tack on those 5 years of collecting, like for let's just say for simple math, so if you're going to collect and you get $500 at 60, but at 65 you'd get 700, let's say. I mean, that might be a little high, but we're just using numbers here. So for 5 years, you're collecting $500 a month. So if you divide that up, because you'd need, okay, we're using 200, let's say. Like these numbers obviously aren't right. But so at 65, you're still getting your 500 that you collected, but you subsidize that with the 5 years that you've already collected. Okay, so I'm saying at 13 years, that's when that money runs out.
Oh, the subsidy that you collected from 60 to 65.
Right. I mean, I took it, I forget how we did that math. Now, I mean, I understand 500 and 700, those aren't, if those were the right numbers, that it wouldn't work that way. But like, it's not that big of a difference, right? And it depends on, there's so many, this is where they get you all confused, right? because it depends on how much you've paid in and how long you've paid. And like I made an estimation on mine and I was lower. Good for me, but
Yeah.
that 5 years would have subsidized me for another 8 years before, let's say hypothetically, let's use that 700, before I would say, oh, I'm only getting 500 now instead of 700.
I'm still a little confused.
Yeah, okay, well, okay, let's use different numbers. Let's use 500 and 550, let's say. So, I mean, now I'm trying to think.
Oh, there we go. Read what Mrs. Doe said.
Right. Basically, yes.
There we go.
Yeah, sorry, you're not losing money. You're just, you didn't take full advantage of the amount you could have. But I mean, I don't think you have to take it at 65. I think you can wait till 70 as well.
I think so, yeah.
But I mean, I want to now.
Yeah.
And it's just because I want to work less. Like I'm tired, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
well, yeah, if you don't live longer, it certainly doesn't matter. And yeah, you're not, I mean, no one else gets that. When you die, it's gone.
Yeah.
I mean, I think old age pension, doesn't that go to your spouse? But
Yes.
Not with
A certain amount. But not the whole thing. So I'm not sure how that exactly works. We went over your topic fairly early. Yeah. Yeah.
oh, that's the one you said.
That's James. Yeah. Can't be late, man. When you're tardy, you miss out.
But I guess the simple answer was yes, it can, but not necessarily.
But it's not the major effect. Yeah. So, yeah, to summarize what we were discussing, James, yes, war can have an impact, but it is not the major influence of gas prices.
I guess it depends on what the war is about, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And who you're fighting with. Like right now, that log jam through the strait there, well, that's causing a problem.
Yep. But yeah, there's and it's, honestly, we can't be responsible for all the wars that are out there either.
No.
So
I mean, there's lots of little wars that have been fought that have not changed our gas.
Yeah. Like the fact that someone would block the Strait of Hormuz is that's starting something. And the motto we live by, right? Don't start none, won't be none.
Well, I mean, every time it's affected oil prices, it's because the U.S. has attacked either Iran or Iraq, or so. When they're attacking them, it's all about the oil.
Okay, that's thinking. Okay, and James brings up another thing here. Do you think the U.S. should change and not raise gas prices due to wars? What you're doing there is you're saying that you think the U.S., the government itself, has some sort of control over the price of gas in the situation. They do not. The
only person that's making money is whoever has the stock in that.
Yeah. Who's raising gas prices are the corporations and the suppliers. And the suppliers are the ones that choose the overall. You've got to remember that there are people out there that choose how much oil to produce. Okay, and they choose how much oil to produce to maintain a level of price. So you have what you're doing is it's a reductive mentality where you're reducing it to just the government. The government has far less to do with this than you think, and wars have far less to do with this than you think. When the government is where the government is affects it is when they become a bureaucracy that implements rigorous or onerous controls over the production of fuel, of oil and gas, rather than actually creating gas pricing. Gas pricing is created at a completely different level.
Well, and you talked about this earlier too, though. Like, there's a little bit of a supply and demand thing going on here too.
Absolutely, and the supply is and that's what I was talking about. They cap supply to maintain supply and demand prices. So that's where we need to, and that's where we are hindered by the availability, even though two of the producers are the only producer available that is really selling a large amount are of course the Arabic states. Hey Deb, how are you? So what you have there is a technical monopoly when other producers, there you go. Less oil is available, and it's not because we're running out of oil. Now, don't get this, oh, you have your MRI. Well, MRIs are pretty gentle overall in the grand scheme of things. So as long as you're not too nerved up about it, because that will actually affect your CRPS. So yeah, Middle Eastern oil, yeah. And that's Bertie hits the nail on the head. And you just let them know. They'll take care of you, Deb. Don't worry too much. If you need something, just let them know. They'll accommodate. Because everyone's competing to buy the same oil, whereas there are multiple countries that could be offering this oil, but those countries have been restricted by government bureaucracies and environmental fanatics to not be able to produce the oil that would be beneficial to other countries. I mean, literally, Canada literally told Germany that there was no market for us to send them light propane. So they went worse. You know, we lost that market. We could have had that market. We could have been exporting a product made in Canada that, even though the most highly regulated and no, James, I don't. And I'll tell you why in a second. We could have the industry supplying much more of the world's business if we weren't bureaucratically held back from actually producing. And that's what happens. Now you've got to remember that the U.S. isn't one of the major suppliers in oil in the industry. They buy a lot of their oil because they don't have the reserves that say Canada, Venezuela, or the Middle East does. So that's why they import. They have the U.S. is a large importer, so they're at the whim of the supply chain, and that's where the problem comes in. As much as you think, if as much as you think, if us can't produce all the oil and gas that they require, so they're still going to need an outside source. I think it's a great idea if you could, and you should. I think that energy self-sufficiency for any country is important, because in a global market, you're at the whim of people that might be nefarious. Now, not only is it the supply market that's at issue here, you're also talking about the corporate greed, and that, of course, is nobody's shocked at that, right? Because if you'll notice that all the gas stations change prices one after the other right away, and there's nobody in the market that's saying, oh, well, you know what, we're just going to maintain this price because we got all this gas at this price, so we're going to maintain it. But it's a reactionary business rather than a proactionary business. So
Very greedy.
and very greedy, yes.
I mean, that. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, anything that we're paying high for is because of greed.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier, Bertie. Gas
And
prices.
speaking of talking about more expensive, are you still watching the fights on Sportsnet?
No.
Good, because I think we're going to be dropping that.
Yeah, I haven't been doing that for a while. They moved off of Sportsnet. They went on to a different carrier.
Oh, another carrier. Okay.
Yeah. So I said,
Well, no, because so Sportsnet. I mean, I got it because I can watch all the Blue Jays games.
yeah.
Great. Well, it's going up for the second time now in price. And not only that, I can't watch all the Blue Jays games anymore because
That's what you were saying.
now they're selling some of it off to Apple TV. It's like, well, I don't have Apple TV. So now you're telling me I got to spend more money on another streaming service so I can watch the games.
Yeah. Yeah, that's essentially what they're telling you. Yep.
Yep. So again, I'm one of those reactionary kind of people. It's like, how about I just don't give you any more money, period?
Yep. And that's the business model that's the only way you're going to change corporations' minds. Stop giving them your money. Plain and simple.
I mean, I realize I'm pretty small in the big ocean of fish, but I mean, if more people start to think about it,
And more people should start to think about it exactly that way. Sorry, I'm just going to grab my printer.
your printer or your print?
My print. Just the print itself. Let's see if I can take these supports off while I talk. So yeah.
So I have a question. How much have you been following this whole Gordie Howe Bridge thing?
Oh my. Enough to know it was a major cock up by Carney.
Well, and I mean they're accusing him
He
of
lied.
outright lying. Is that a true thing?
That is actually true. He lied.
Right. Okay.
How the hell he's still in power is beyond me right now.
Well, because they're doing such a good job.
Oh yes, such
They're
a good
creating
job.
jobs and affordable
yeah.
housing.
All of it. All the things.
All of it.
All the things.
Just listen.
Yeah, just listen to what they
It's-
say.
I like in fairness, so I watch a lot of pro-conservative stuff. But this liberal one popped up. And I thought maybe I should listen to what they're saying, just
What
to
they're saying.
understand. Yeah, like what are they spinning here, right? And I didn't press follow on it. I just scrolled down and I was reading and I'm like, I can't. Like I mean, that would drive me nuts to listen to that.
Yep. Oh, here we're gonna. Ooh,
I mean,
that
some
was
funny, I'm sure, but
that was a nice smooth one off of there. Came off of her leg right there.
oh yeah.
That was a nice smooth break there.
Do you ever have to do a little filing on it or anything?
Usually, what I do is I take a torch and I torch it because that'll
Oh,
smooth out the rough spots.
okay.
Let's see, what do we got here? Let's clip it here. Um,
I guess that makes sense because if you were going to sand it or anything, it would leave little grooves, right?
yeah,
Because there'd be no sandpaper fine enough that you could.
yeah. And being gentle. This is the under boob one. We're going with the under boob. Boop. And off it comes. I didn't get all of it off the under boob, but I can clean that up. We'll clean the under boob up later.
Well, I guess similar to waffles, if it was really big, you just trim it a little before you heat it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. No, that all makes sense.
Wait, I missed something here. James. You're debating on getting the A1 Mini? Only Bart would do what? So, just so you know, James has been 3D printing for quite a while.
Right.
Misha and I got into 3D printing about the same time. I decided to move to the Bambu Labs ecosystem, the Bambu ecosystem, and I've been very, very happy with it. Misha and James both have what are called the Adventure 3M with the underboob. Oh, well, you got to take care of the underboob. Adventure 3M models, and they're different than this one. Well, Misha just moved into an A1 Mini recently. We bought it actually within 20 minutes of each other. I think I mentioned.
Yep, you did.
So, and he's been very, very happy with it, but 5M, not 3M. 3M's the tape. 5M, yes. Sorry, James. And he's been very, very happy with it. And recently, Shell has bought a 5M as well. But I've always been exceptionally happy with the Bambu Labs printers. And then when I told Misha they were on for like 40% off, he was like, "Oh, do I do this?" Oh, here we got another little underboober. Underboober. And there we go. A little. Let's hide the sun a little bit. Oh, came off smooth.
Got to get it painted.
Yeah, I'll send you a picture of it without the light too. So.
Yeah.
Oh, that came off nice. I'm taking all the there's a lot of little strands of hair and stuff that stick out. You can kind of see the hair, and the tail. And I'm taking it off from underneath the hair, but it's coming out really nicely. I know she's hard to see, but
You can see the tail.
you can see the tail.
Well, I mean, it just because it stands
Yep.
out. I think I'm gonna work at wrapping up myself here. Go get some supper made.
Oh yeah, I guess it's almost that time.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Oh, I might have broken a piece of hair off here because this one was a tough one. But I might be able to fix it.
Well, plastic generally is pretty easy to fix something if you like you got to really go pretty bad to have it not be fixable in some way.
Well, I also have a paint or like a 3D gun or a 3D pen. So
Oh yeah, you said that. Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that one. But all in all, it came out pretty nice. I still have to take the piece out from under her neck. But let's give a side shot here. There. Oh, you want the 5X on your wish list? Oh my goodness. So yeah, we've all been doing a little bit of 3D printing, and it's been a lot of fun.
That's pretty cool though.
It is. There we go. There, I just sent you some images that'll be clearer, so they're not so bright. About that time, so well, it's 7:30. So, but yeah, we're supposed to go till late, Darren.
I know.
But he's getting old, Mrs. Doe. He turned 60.
Yes, yeah. She'll understand it pretty soon.
Yeah, she stayed up till like 5:30 this morning playing
Oh my
games.
goodness, I can't.
You saying something about 60, Bart?
I said he turned 60 already.
Yeah, so
He's old.
I'm almost there, buddy.
Yeah, that's what he said. He'll know about it soon enough, he said.
That's
And
exactly
you
what I
are
said.
not far behind me.
Yep. Sooner than later.
And Michelle's there next April.
Oh my goodness. So she turns there before me too.
Yeah, in your circumstances, I don't know how that works because there's a disability part on the CPP that
I already get the
have to look
CPP
into that.
disability.
Oh, you do?
Yep.
Never mind.
Yep. I get CPP
You're
disability.
golden.
It'll be the
Well,
it'll be regular CPP. I don't know how it'll change over once I get to 65. How that's going to change over to.
well, you'll have to look into it because that might be a case of where you might be better off to wait till you're 70 even. Because
Oh yeah, I will definitely be
you
waiting.
might be born up. Well, I guess whatever gives you the most, right?
Workers comp won't I won't go past 65. So
Oh,
yeah, but I will have till 65. But and there will
I guess
be an
what it makes on sheer numbers. I guess that makes sense because
Yeah.
at 65 you collect your CPP.
yeah.
Okay, I guess that kind of makes sense.
So-
Number-wise, anyways.
There will be a point where I have an annuity as well coming from.
Well, they've paid in on your behalf.
They paid in on my behalf, so I will have an annuity coming to me.
Workers' comp?
Yeah, workers comp does.
Oh, okay, cool.
So there will be an annuity there, but yeah, I'm really not sure what's going to happen. So
And that happens at 65, or when do you get that?
Yeah, 65.
Oh, okay.
That's where it's a good
Probably
thing
to
our
help
house
with
is paid for.
Being off workers' comp, I would think, and having CPP,
Yeah. So,
because it's obviously going to be less,
yeah. So yeah, we're
or
just
I would suspect.
we're coming up to an interesting, not an interesting, a kind of a scary time of life because we don't know how
Right.
things are going to be. So,
Well, and that's another reason I took it at 60. I mean,
Yep.
I sure hope to live to be 75, but you know what? If I die in 5 years, what a waste that was, right?
yep.
So it's like, no, just give me my money now. I'll take my chances. Thank you very much. Well, weren't they talking about trying to, I mean, I don't think it got very many legs, but wasn't the government trying to push that back a little bit?
Yeah, yeah, they were at one point. I don't remember exactly how that worked.
Well, and who knows what they're going to do. No, that's another reason. No, give me my money now before you do something crazy.
Before you start getting
Sorry.
stupid.
Before you do, because you're going to.
Yep.
Well, I get it. Like, they don't want people starting to claim because that's
No.
more money out of their coffers.
Yep.
Well, sorry, not their coffers. They don't have any coffers, but out of that magic little pool that they have.
Yeah, the magic pool that they get to pull out of rather than.
Yeah, because there's so much water, right?
Yep.
But yeah, whatever. It's just, yeah, I mean, it may be a little doom and gloom and it may be a little conspiracy theorist or whatever, but it's like, no, I'll take my money now because I just don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
And let's face it, and obviously I just don't trust them. So,
And with good reason. I mean, when has the government ever actually been trustworthy?
well, and the unfortunate thing is, I mean, I trust some more than others or some less than others, however you want to look at it, but I still question all politicians.
Absolutely.
Well, it's like you said, it's like, no, let's judge. Let's like, what's going on? And I mean, even if they have good intentions but are forced to do something else, well, I'm not really okay with that either.
Yep.
I mean, I understand you give in because otherwise you're going to get like voted out.
Oh, absolutely.
But that,
You know,
that's not the way this should work.
no, that's the problem with the majority rule situation. When you have a majority rule situation, you're at the whim of whatever party can cater to the most people rather than do what's best for the most people.
Right.
And that's
Well, and when you essentially buy yourself a majority, that's not very cool either. But evidently it's okay to do that.
yeah. So,
I mean, I'm sure they didn't pay him cash, but there's some kind of wink, wink, nod, nod deal going
Yeah.
on. I mean, like, what was it? A month or two after the election, and all of a sudden you decide the party you're running for was wrong and you don't agree with it anymore?
the party you've been a member for X amount of years.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the problem, and we got to the reason people were actually flipping seats is because they were promised that their constituents would get benefits. Their constituency would get money, and that's more about you being in keeping your job rather than doing what's best for your community and representing the people who voted for you. because they voted for you as a party, as this party. If you change seats, are you now representing the same people? Would they vote for you again? Why isn't there a by-election? Anytime a party member decides to cross the floor, there should be a by-election for that seat, for the community to choose whether they want that person to remain in power or in seat, or whether they chose for the party.
Well, yeah, I mean, you just shouldn't be allowed to go across, right? If you don't like what your party's doing, you should step down.
Yeah, and we know they've been bribed to go,
Yeah, and
go
then have the
across, so,
by-election.
which is
What's that,
illegal. We know they've been bribed to go across, so, and that's illegal in our political system. But there's nothing that can be done because the people in power control the people that enforce the laws.
Well, and now don't they have that 7-day burn law or whatever?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, they're not going to be held accountable for anything.
Why would they? Why would they want that?
And, well, no, they wouldn't. But, I mean, of all the sneaky stuff that's gone on, and I mean, let's not be idiots. I mean, stuff's going on. I mean, is there any way that they won't get elected again, to be honest? Because they'll flip it. In my
That's a good
opinion,
question.
they flipped the last two elections somehow. And
Yeah.
why did they do a third?
Well, and for that matter, who were the 11 people that were in our previous parliament that were cited by CSIS as being under foreign influence? How many other people are under foreign influence that are in the government?
Yep.
Where are the people?
Go back to the days. You got to get the spies working again.
Well, you know, honestly, all we need is police autonomy from political persecution, or once corrupt politicians start going to jail, people can start trusting politicians more. I mean, plain and simple. And we need a constabulary that will be willing and able to affect that on politicians and judges. But seeing as the judiciary is also bought off by appointment rather than by election.
Yeah. Wow. Nothing.
You see the corruption. You see the corruption in the system is inherent.
Yeah.
It's not something that can be fixed. Is a quick fix. The system itself encourages corruption.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I think, unfortunately, something bigger has to happen, because I don't see how our government's going to get reformed. I just don't.
Nope.
Like, I don't see how that would even. I mean, our current government's not going to go for that.
No, our current government would never be reformed, which is why they chose to enact this 7 to 14. I think it could be up to 15 days that they have to get rid of any material that they don't want to have available. So there's no Freedom of Information Act after like 2 weeks. You can't get the information that they were using or that they have or anything after 2 weeks.
And pretty well, if that bill goes through, we'll have no freedom of speech either.
Yeah. Well, we have freedom of speech to the point where the government disapproves of it.
Wow.
Or the government regulators disapprove of it. You see where the problem comes in is when people can decide what truth or what is allowed speech, that's no longer free society. That's a tyrannical society.
Yep.
And in that case, that could be the push that it takes to for some people to do drastic things, and that's a scary thought.
Well, that is my scary thought.
Yeah,
Because I said to Michelle, I said, I mean, like, this sounds horrible. I said, there's three ways that Canada kind of corrects itself. The best one would be that our political system gets overturned or overhauled. Sorry, let's use different terminology. Gets overhauled so that it's working properly.
Yeah, and that means that they get a government in power that is willing to put the people first and the government second, because the government is a servant to supposed to be a servant to the people. And
but also there has to be accountability, right?
yeah, and they have to bring the previous government to account.
Right.
There has to be charges. There has to be charges laid. Plain and simple.
Yeah. But even like I said, because everyone this early on, people are all up in arms. Got to get the Liberals out, and it's like, okay, hold on a second. I'm going to throw you a curveball here. So they get voted out. Now the Conservatives are in power because unless something drastic happens, that's their only other option. So now they have to go in there and they have to fix everything.
Yeah.
And as soon as you start fixing things,
that's where people get mad. Yeah.
Well, you take stuff away from people and they get mad and they go, well, no, we like the other government better because I'm not getting my stuff anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I mean, you got to look at the betterment of all, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, at least in this case, I mean, like, think of Canada, right? Not one province or one part of a province or whatever. Because there's no reason this shouldn't work.
No. I mean, and that's the thing that people, and it's, a lot of it is people just vote with their pocket and their own ideology in mind. They don't vote for, they don't vote because it's the best thing for the country or for society even.
Well, and I think because you're talking about politicians being unhonest some are unethical, some are not very honest, and it's like, does that not also cause a problem? And I'm not trying to give anyone a buy. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a lot of lack of trust. And, when people don't trust, it's like, I better get what I can now before it goes sideways.
Yep.
I mean, it's a shallow way of looking at it. I understand. But I can also understand why people would think like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And especially because when things are tough for them, I don't know how tough it is, and I don't know why it's tough, right? Or what do they consider to be tough, for that matter?
Yeah.
I mean, what they consider being tough may not be something I would consider now. It'd be like, well, what's the big deal? That's like, what's the problem with that? But,
and that's it exactly. People, I think Mrs. Doe mentioned or just yelled out, people vote based on an ideology, not on practicality or reality.
Right.
So,
well,
on an agenda.
I think the last couple for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
I'd say they all had an agenda, to be honest.
Yeah, some agendas are more worthwhile than others, and that's what the voters have an agenda. Yeah, she's saying voters have an agenda, and they do. Voters vote based on an agenda too. So.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I think that's what the parties are. That's what they're going for when they bring out their agenda, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to find the most amount of people they can that would agree with that agenda.
Yeah.
And that's also where, unfortunately, when you're led down the golden path, you say, well, that's pretty cool. You don't step back and go, wait a minute, why is that so golden, that road, eh? Maybe I should question that.
Yeah. Where did the gold come from? Yeah, where did the gold come from?
Yeah. But that's getting really deep.
Yeah.
But that's okay, though. That's pretty cool, but.
And it's not that honestly, we're not even trying to be conspiracy theorists. We're just trying to get to the underlying problems that reside within the situation that we're in, right?
Well,
And
I mean,
until politicians are held accountable for their lies, I mean, as a politician, if you lie, you should go to jail. Period. Because you're in
regardless
a
of party
high.
you're on,
What's that?
regardless of party.
Regardless of party, and that's the thing. Most people who believe that aren't liberal.
I get that.
So we believe that if you lie as a politician, you should go to jail, because as a politician, you need to be held to a standard so high that it becomes abhorrent for someone to lie, to want to lie, to get into that position. They need to be held accountable because they're in a position of supreme power. And if you,
You always try to discourage bad behavior,
yeah,
whatever that bad behavior is.
yeah,
I mean, that can go all the way from murder all the way down to, I don't know, little petty theft or whatever.
yeah, it doesn't
I think
matter.
But anyways,
Bad behavior should be intolerable.
yeah.
So,
Alrighty. Well, I need to go eat.
okay. Yeah, it's only 10 minutes. So
Yeah, we
That's
got
all right.
there anyway. Yeah,
we got
there
pretty
anyway.
close. Yeah. I'm not going to raid out tonight. So we're just going to say our goodbyes and I'm just going to leave it at that for tonight.
Good. Yeah.
So, good night, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Have a good
Hope you
evening.
got something from. Thanks, Bertie, for joining in on the conversation. You had some good information there. So you can always read it later if you want, Darren.
Do
She
what?
was talking. You can always read it later. She was talking about gas prices and fuel costs. So. Which she aligned pretty much to what I was saying. So,
Right.
but yeah, thanks for joining us, everybody. Hope you have a great night. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm just gonna end tonight. I'm not gonna raid out because it's one of those nights. I'm not feeling it. I don't think I can do it. So, night, Deb. Thanks for coming in. Nice to see you too. Oh, just so you remember, Birdie is in New Zealand and Deb is in Australia, Tasmania.
Well, I figured Deb was because she said good morning.
Yeah.
And then I seen Bree say something about New Zealand there on one of her. So I actually was able to pick that up tonight.
Good. And James, I know some of that stuff is kind of, it's kind of expansive because the question you asked wasn't a simple question. It wasn't just, could you stop the wars and lower the gas prices? That's just not how it works, because we live in a global supply market, a global chain. There's a lot more to it than that. So
I understand the question though.
yeah,
I mean, the question makes sense because I think a lot of people probably believe that.
yeah,
That
yeah,
stop this battle with Iran
yeah,
and the gas prices will go down.
Yeah.
Now, in this particular case, they might, but they also might not.
yeah. After the last time, it didn't. So I mean, who's to say? Because you've positioned the people. It's like putting a frog into a pot of cold water and then bringing it to a boil. People get used to a certain amount of stuff, and then they just start to they just start to accept it as the new norm, and all of a sudden you're boiled to death
Like a frog.
like a frog. Yep.
Well,
So,
and that makes sense too, because if you're saying the oil prices are the same as they were in 2015, it's like, so and I mean, I understand like expenses go up,
yeah.
but it's hard to believe it's gone up that much.
Yeah, but and a lot of it, New Zealand's just as bad. New Zealand and Australia are just as bad. They get taxed like we do. They get carbon taxed as well. So they get that unnecessary taxation as well as we do. So it's one of those things where we understand that there's going to be an increase in supply distribution costs, but it's not so abhorrent that it shouldn't make the gas prices we see that abhorrent or that bad or that outrageous. So
Well, I mean, that's that simple cost of living, right?
yeah.
The,
Well, and
the cost of living goes up. Well, yeah, but our wage never does.
but that's the thing. That's the cost of living goes up, and that's what they expect you to take as the new norm, right? They expect you to take the new gas price as the new norm so that they don't have to lower it. There's no expectation for them to lower it. There should be an expectation for them to lower it. But there's not a global expectation anymore. And
Well,
how
it's not
but,
only that. People just pay it, right?
and how do you not?
Well, that's just it.
Yeah, how do you not? You don't, a lot of times you just don't have the choice.
Right.
So,
Well, you just hope generally people, whatever, do what you can. Maybe it's only carpooling, right?
yeah, yeah. I mean, if they take a big enough hit, hopefully that'll be the case. But other than that, if there's a collusion in the market system, there's no other way to. You can't go to a better supplier because they're all being the same way. So, anyways, on that note, we're out of here. Have a good night, guys. We will talk to you soon. Hopefully next week, if everything goes well and everybody stays healthy and everybody gets to sleep.